for the last session of on this
Good afternoon.
lab implementation of artificial intelligence techniques for IoT by Dr. Namita Mittal ma'am. One second, little problem. Uh,
परीक्षित सर
हाँ मैम। हाँ ये बस ये हैंग कर गया। मैं अभी बना देता हूँ मैम होस्ट। हाँ 1 सेकेंड मैम। मैम आई हैव मेड यू होस्ट। हाँ
परीक्षित से मैं प्रेजेंट नहीं कर पा रही हूँ. I'm leaving and joining back. Wait a minute. Yes.
yes ma'am, it is coming now. uh, Ma'am, can you make that NM that ID as co-host?
Good afternoon. So today we are seeing how much
Yes, yes, madam, you are clearly audible. No problem.
today
Madam, there is some intermittent voice from you. That may be a bandwidth issue. Yeah.
मैडम योर वॉइस इज नॉट क्लियर. प्रोफेसर मैडम, अमिता मैडम जी, आपका वॉइस नहीं पहुंच रहा है यहाँ.
my so you go. Yeah, right. So now, okay.
న్యూస్ ఒకటి ఉంది ఏంటో ఓకేనా ఏందో ఉంది ఒకటో రెండో ఉంది ఇచ్చేనా
ఇవన్నీ డ్రెస్సులు అన్ని తీసినప్పుడు కొన్ని మార్క్స్
Give me some minutes. Guys, it's having some problem, I suppose. अभी आवाज है? Hello. Am I audible now? Everyone?
Not clear, madam. Not clear. Still problem is there.
సుభాష్ని మేడం మెయింటైన్ చేస్తారు అడగండి ఒకసారి సుభాష్ని మేడం అన్ని మెయింటైన్ చేస్తారు ఇచ్చారక్క కదా
Okay. So we are starting. We have
అదే
taken
మెయింటైన్ చేసుకుంటారు ఫ్యూచర్ తీసుకోవచ్చు అవును
three IoT
Some
devices.
people are
One
not
is
Telugu, madam.
microcontroller, Arduino Uno, Arduino, and Node MCU. We'll take one by one and we'll test with the sensors, temperature, soil moisture,
పెట్టుకుని
and we'll show all the experiments. My team is with me and we'll give you the code. We'll show you the sensor modes
Sir?
You can see it from here.
ఒకసారి ఏదో అన్న సార్
I hope you can see it. This is breadboard. This is Arduino Uno, and this is Arduino Yun. And we have some pots with us with some soil. They have some water. So we'll connect these boards with cloud, and we'll get notification as and when the water is needed. Right? This is what we are trying to get for the farmers.
Sir, madam, video is
Yeah.
also not visible, professor. We are not able to see anything. You are telling, but no water is seen. Nothing. Only windows are being seen, madam. Only windows are seen.
So I have got two windows. One is by
No, I
NF,
mean to
one
say
is by NF.
I mean to say the curtain is seen. Our building windows are seen. Nothing is seen. Project is not seen. Yeah, now it is seen. Now it is seen. And some Telugu guides are Telugu professors are continuously talking, and they are not understanding it. They're supposed to unmute. Professors are continuously talking. मैडम जी अब दिख रहा है हमको. मैडम जी अभी दिख रहा है. या करेक्ट है. अभी मालूम होता है. अभी ठीक है.
So these are the three boards we have taken, and we'll show one by one, right? And so we have the pots here. They have the soil. One of them is dry soil and has some moisture, and the other one has lots of moisture. So we'll show how does it work using the IoT devices, right? In case of need, please let me know. We'll do it again if you don't understand anything. My team is there. You can see his Megha and his Pawan. They are the PhD scholars. Right? So now I'm handing over. We have taken Arduino board to have the low cost devices. Raspberry Pi you have seen yesterday with Dr. Ankush. So we are not taking today. So this is the soil moisture detection using Arduino, right? And this is the sensor. If you can see it, this is the sensor. And these things we are going to have done. This is the coding. Take one by one and try to connect. If you need, we can share the slides with you so that you can see the code and run it. So we have done something on the local server as well as from cloud, and from there using the Bluetooth as well and using the Wi-Fi. All the possible methods of communication we have used. Disadvantage with Bluetooth is that it has a limited range.
Madam, Professor, madam, somebody is continuously disturbing. We are not able to hear. Bhulakshmi is on. They are talking, disturbing too much. They are not unmuted, madam. Bhulakshmi is the speaker, disturbing entire session. Yeah, it's okay. Now it's fine. Now it's fine.
Ankush?
Yes, Namita ma'am. Namita ma'am, I think you have the control. You can unmute all of them. You can mute.
But all
since you are the host ma'am, तो आपके पास
he has some problem.
आपके पास control है मैम.
नहीं, I am not having.
Audio and video जो option आ
Start,
रहा है.
madam. Now it is okay. Now it is okay.
So we are starting with the first experiment, right? So I am handling over my phone to Megha. She'll be speaking, and Pavan will be showing the experiment. First experiment is the soil moisture detection. Hello. First experiment is the soil moisture detection using Arduino Uno. The soil moisture sensor measure the hello. Soil moisture sensor measure the volumetric water content in the soil.
No, Ram Prakash is disturbing. Ram Prakash B. Ram Prakash B is disturbing.
The output of the soil moisture sensor changes in the range of ADC value from 0 to 1023. That is the 10-bit digit data. And the value, if we want to convert the value in the percentage, then we have to convert with the some formula as ADC value divided by 1023. The moisture can be calculated in percentage by 100 minus analog output into 100. If the zero moisture, then it gives the value 1023. That is the when there is the no water in the soil. And if it gives 100% value, then there is the maximum amount of the water. If 80%, then there is the maximum amount of water available in the soil. If there is 50% water available in the soil, then there is the less amount of water, and we need to convert, we need to irrigate according to the some pump or some irrigation method. In the smart farming method, if there is the there are different type of crops like wheat crop, rice crop, so according to their requirement, we can control the irrigation method. For example, if rice crop required large amount of water, then the moisture sensor moisture value vary from 80 to 90%. But if wheat crop requires less amount of water, then we convert its value from 50 to 60% according to the crop. Now we do similar kind of work in the first experiment, which only gives the value of the moisture in the soil in our local server or in the system. There is a connection between the Arduino Uno to the soil moisture sensor. Arduino Uno, as it is a microcontroller, and it provides only it is the interface between the Arduino IDE and the soil moisture sensor. First one is the connection, where we do connect the Arduino with the soil moisture sensor. We are representing here how it is connected. The 5 volt of the Arduino board is connected with the VCC pin, that is the input pin in the soil moisture sensor. Second one is the ground pin, as you can see in this diagram. Ground pin, that is the green wire, is connected with the ground pin in the soil moisture sensor, and the A0 analog input is connected with the analog pin of the soil moisture sensor. So this is the connectivity which is shown in the diagram, as well as we are doing the practical in front of you. If you have any doubt and any question, then you can ask.
One of the participants, his name is Ram Prakash B. Totally disturbing. He is not at all allowing us to talk. She is not laughing. We are putting in the chart. He is not bothered. He switched on my speaker. We are telling so many times. He is not at all listening. Ram Prakash B is the professor name.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Yeah, I'm seeing the problem. What's the problem?
नमिता मैम, मैम एक्चुअली आप 2 डिवाइसेस से लॉगिन हैं आप.
No, it is clear. Ram Prakash is now mute. Unmuted now. Okay. Mute is there. Okay.
Ma'am, it is okay now.
Professor, it is okay. Madam, start.
Again, I am repeating. The Arduino, which have the pin 5-volt pin, is connected to the soil moisture sensor VCC. Ground is connected. Ground, the Arduino board is connected with the Arduino ground pin in the soil moisture sensor. And the A0 analog pin is connected with the soil moisture analog pin of the soil moisture sensor. Now there is the power supply cable which is used to connect with the laptop to supply the power in the Arduino Uno. You can also use the battery to for the supply. Now this is the code which we this is the code which is we used for in the first lab, as you learned about the tool. Here is the tool where we have the board Arduino Uno. You have to connect with the board. It may be Arduino Uno, it may be Arduino Uno, and it may be Node MCU. This is the process which we do practically here. You connect the Arduino Uno. After that, you select the port, that is the Arduino Uno COM3. This is a two-step which we want, we have to use for connect your Arduino IDE with the board. Now, after that, you compile the code, and for run, this is the process of compilation. After completion of the compilation, you can upload. Here, compiling is done. And see in the status bar. After that, you upload your code. Uploading is completed. Then you can see your output in the serial monitor that is available in the tool section. This is the output 94 or 492 when the sensor is in the soil which have the low level of moisture. Now this is the port which have the low amount of water, as you can see. This is the port which have the less amount of water, and that's why the value is so less. And this is the port which have the large amount of water, so the value is decreases, because I earlier told that 1024 denote the dryness of the soil. When we insert the water in this pot, then its value again decreases. Now by inserting the water,
So, Dr. Siddharth Kumar, please mute.
We can't hear anything, madam.
डॉक्टर नमिता मैडम, हमको कुछ नहीं सुना रहा है। आपका कुछ स्पीकर का प्रॉब्लम है समझता है।
I have communicated, sir. She is checking. Ma'am is checking.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hello, hello everyone. Am I audible?
You are audible.
Yes.
Yes. Now we move to the next experiment, that is second experiment. Here we are going to measure the three component, that is air humidity, air temperature, and soil moisture. In the same board, like we are using Arduino Uno microcontroller, which is a very simple and basic microcontroller devices, which does not have any USB port storage, nothing. It's a simple device, and we can do the simple programming on this board as well. So basically, we are doing three sensors. First is a soil moisture sensor. Second is air temperature. This is here you can see this is a DHT sensor, which is used to measure the humidity and temperature. This is, we all know, seen the soil moisture sensor, and this is the HC05 Bluetooth, which has a range of 10 meters, which is used to communicate the two devices. Here the two devices are nothing but Arduino Uno. In the mobile, you get the notification or about the soil moisture, your air humidity, humidity and temperature, so that you can find the temperature, humidity, and soil level, moisture level in the soil on your mobile itself. But the condition of this the devices is that it has a range of 10 meters only. So it can provide you in the range, within that range only. This is a app we can use we can use for getting the result or soil moisture, that result which we are going to look for. This is a Bluetooth serial terminal which can be downloaded through Play Store. So now we will have connections. These are the connections which is shown in the PPT. First, Arduino Uno to DHT11 sensor, which is humidity and temperature sensor. In that, 5 volt is connected to VCC, ground pin is connected to ground pin, and D12 pin is connected to to the DHT, through which the output will be goes to D12 pin of Arduino Uno, and it will give you the output. Second is Arduino Uno with Bluetooth connection. Here 5 volt is connected to 5 volt of Arduino, and ground is connected to ground. Then there are 2 pins are there in the Bluetooth. First is receiver RX pin and transmission pin TX. D7 and D8 pin are there. Last connection is Arduino Uno with soil moisture sensor. In that 5 volt is connected to VCC, ground is connected to ground, and A0 is connected to A0. What is A0? Basically A0 is analog output. AO, it's a analog output because it gives you analog value. There are 2 output which the sensor will give, digital output as well as analog output. Digital output gives you only 1 and 0 value, whereas analog value gives you a range, that is 0 to 103. Here we can
video
see
is not available. Please show the videos. We can't see anything.
you can see.
Now also I can't see anything.
Now
No, PPT is only visible to us. Your sensor setup is not visible to us.
now it's visible, sir?
No, sir.
No? Now?
Not visible.
Now it's visible, sir?
No, sir.
Now it's visible, sir?
Now it is visible, sir.
Yeah, it is visible now.
So here you can see that we have 3 devices, Bluetooth, DHT sensor, and third one is soil moisture, and each 5 volt of supply. But we cannot provide, we cannot give all this 5 volt supply through. So that's why we use the breadboard, through which we can give 5 volt of supply and ground to all the devices with the help of Bluetooth. And these are the connections you can see here. This is the DHT sensor, this is HC05 Bluetooth, and this is soil moisture sensor. So now they are connected to Arduino Uno, and this is connected to PC, where we have written the code on Arduino IDE. Now the Arduino IDE code is here. You can see this is the code for air humidity temperature. These are the header file which we are going to use. DHT.h header file is used, and these are the sensor pin A0, and this is basically the code for executing this program. So now we'll see the you can refer the code which we have been included into the PPT. I'll show you the output on mobile. We select the board. As we in the previous experiment, we have selected the board as Arduino Uno. Now we are going to select the Arduino Uno because we have used Arduino Uno in this experiment. And after selecting the board, you need to select the port Arduino Uno. Once you select both board and port, now you are supposed to compile the program by verify button which is there in the Arduino IDE. Once it is compiled, all the syntax error will be shown, and if there is a error in the code, if it is not there, it will not show any error, and it will say execute compile properly. And then once compiled, you can go for uploading, executing the program. Once you execute the code, upload the code, now the terminal you are supposed to go to that app which is downloaded in your mobile, that is serial Bluetooth terminal. In that you have to first on your Bluetooth, and then go pair devices, There you can see HC05. Now it is shown connecting to HC05. Image as well in the PPT. Once it is connected,
there is the images in the PPT. Firstly, we pairing the your of the device H50 HC05 with our mobile. After connection, successfully establishment for the connection, we can run the code. Now, we also show in the hands-on practice, that is the connecting to HC05. Here we can see the connected. It is the firstly here is the message, that is the connection failed. After that the message is the connected. So now we are Bluetooth device. Now here we write some code. If we give some signal to the terminal, then it will give us the result. So firstly we as you can see that after giving the input, it gives some result. The air humidity is the 40%, air temperature is the 30 degrees centigrade Celsius, and the soil humidity is the 0%. Because right now it is the soil moisture sensor is not dipped in the soil. Now we are going to dip the soil moisture sensor in the dry pot, wet pot. Now we give the input X and it show the result. It show 4 results here: air humidity, air temperature, soil humidity, and the luminosity. Luminosity means the value of the light. So here air humidity is the 41% because it calculates the value of the air, and air temperature also the 30 degrees centigrade. The soil humidity value is changed from 0 to 100% because there is the sufficient level of the water available in the soil. Now we dip the soil moisture sensor dry pot. It again gives some value, that is 9%. We can see that this pot is the dry pot, and here soil humidity value is the 9%. Second one is the wet pot, where soil humidity value is the maximum. So according to our value and according to crop type, we can change, we can set the water irrigation system, and we can control the irrigation system using these IoT devices. Now moves towards the third experiment, that provide connectivity with the cloud, and we send the notification in the mobile or in the farmer house, where they can access their system. The third experiment done in the Node MCU and with the D-Link application. Again, D-Link is the platform, application, and cloud services, as well as libraries. Now, Node MCU is an open source firmware and development kit that helps to make prototype of IoT product. The features of the Node MCU are: it is the open source, it is available, interactive, programmable, low cost. In this session, as we earlier told that we want to apply low cost sensor in the farm. So it is available, it is easily available to the farmers. Next one is the smart, because it communicate with the devices. And next one is the Wi-Fi enabled. In Arduino, there is no facility for the Wi-Fi system, Wi-Fi. That's why we use the Node MCU. It is cheaper than Arduino also, and it provides the Wi-Fi and internet connectivity facility. B-Link, that is the IoT platform. As we can see, B-Link is the B-Link application connected with the B-Link server, and there are some libraries which is connected to the internet access, and we can connect with the Ethernet, Wi-Fi or 3G connection, or the Wi-Fi connection which is available in your mobile app. B-Link is designed for the Internet of Things, and it controls the hardware remotely. It can display the sensor data, store and visualize the data. The major component of the B-Link platform are B-Link application, that is used to allow to create interface for projects using various wizards. The wizards include notification symbol, case symbol, where you can see the value varies from 0 to 102 or according to your requirement. We will show in our application. Here we can see B-Link application creation. First, you download the application from the Play Store. Now, create the new project. You can name it as IoT Water and Smart Farming, anything else. In the new project, you move. There we can see MCU. So there are so many boards are available. You can select the Arduino Uno board. You can select the Arduino Uno board and Node MCU. Or Ethernet. You can connect with the Ethernet or Wi-Fi connection. Now there is the last one symbol where you can switch dark or light for your application as you required in your mobile app. Now create the application. Third step, in the third image, there is a wizard box where you can select some gadgets in your application. It may be LCD, it may be girls, according to your requirement. Create 3 goals for first one, second one for the air humidity, and third one for the air temperature. After that, suppose we select the first goals and we want to change its setting. So we move for fourth image in which we name the goals, that is the temperature, and select the in which you select the input in your sensor. There are the analog pin, there are virtual pin, and the digital pin. If you want to give digital input, then you can select the digital pin. If you want to select the analog, give analog input in your system, in your application, then you can select the analog pin. If you want to select the data from your code, then you can select the virtual pin that is not exist in the system, but you can use in your application. Virtual pin basically used that is not exist in your board, but you can select anyone, and according to that you can do the coding. Here we can see the temperature and humidity is connected with the, and so this is the application. If I want to create new application, you can select any wizard. For example, I select here the LED. So you can change its setting according to your requirement. this is the setting where we can see the project setting. You can change anything, and you can also send the data in email also, in mobile notification also. Here is the soil moisture, second is the air temperature, as well as the data is shown in the virtual display setting. Here you want to connect the analog input with the analog pin of Node MCU board. Its value vary from 0 to 1023. You can also delete this wizard if you want to delete it. Second one is the air humidity with gauge. We select the air humidity from the virtual. We select the input from the virtual pin that is in our code. Its value vary from the 0 to 100 degree. And you can also change the name of the gauge. You can also change the pin. You can also change the according to your mobile application. Now, second step is the code. Node MCU with the DST11. Node MCU with the DST11. Here we connect the 3.3 volt with the VCC of the DST11 sensor. Ground is connected with the ground. This is the DST11 sensor. Here ground pin is connected with the ground pin of the Node MCU. VCC pin, that is the positive pin in the DST11, is connected with the 3.3 volt in the Node MCU. And the digital D3 pin, that is the D3 pin in the Node MCU, is connected with the output pin of the DST11 sensor. Second connection is the Node MCU with the soil moisture sensor. It is the same as we explained earlier. That is the 3.3 volt of the Node MCU is connected with the VCC pin of the soil moisture sensor. Ground pin is connected with the ground pin, and A0 analog pin is connected with the analog pin of the soil moisture sensor. Next step is the code. Again, in this code, firstly we include the header file which are related to the Node MCU, that is the ESP8266 processor. For this we require the Wi-Fi.header file. Second file we must to include is D-Link simple ESP8266.h. If you connect this with UNO or Yun, then you include some other files that is easily available on the net. Third file is the DST.header file, that is used for the connect the extra sensor, that is the DST11 sensor. Now this is the code which is available on your PPT. The first one is that we need to connect billing our data with the billing application. For that the message comes, authentication message come in our mail, in which mail you create your application. This is known as the authentication ID. So you must include that authentication ID in your code. Here you can see the authentication ID is given in the, please refer the PPT. We use the authentication code sent via the mail. Next, we use the SSID and password, that is the Wi-Fi connection of your mobile, which is used for the connectivity from your IDE to Blink application. Now, we run the code. We change our board from board manager, Node MCU 1.0, and firstly you have to include the library with the help of the file manager, because it is not available in the board. After that, you go to the preferences. After that, in the preferences, you change the additional board manager URL, where you add this file .json file and install it, and after that it will appear in your board manager. After connecting the board and change port according to your board. After connecting the board and port, you can run the program, upload the wait for the completion of the connectivity. Here we can see 60% completion, 76% completion, 100%. Now, we check our application in our mobile and we created in our mobile. Right now the sensor is out of the port. That's why it needs water. Shown in the image in the 24, air humidity is the 38 and the air temperature is the 30 degree centigrade. Now we insert the sensor in the dry soil. See what will happen. Dry soil, it shows the message I need water because it doesn't fulfill the requirement, and the soil moisturity value down from 1023 to 866. Now we dip the soil moisture sensor in the wet soil. Now we dip the soil moisture sensor in the wet soil, then the value of the soil moisture gauge is changed. That is the 288, and we get the notification not need water. And the air humidity value and the air temperature value is same because it measure only the air value, not the soil moisture value. Third experiment, you can set the water level. Here I set the water level with the 50%. You can also set the water level according to. That is the 90% for the rice crop. That is the 70% for the wheat crop. This is the overall circuit which is available in the presentation in the slide. And this is the result of the billing which we done the practically in this session. If you have any query, then you can select these. You do the step-by-step process. If it's not done, then you can email us. Thank you.
So please let us know if you have any query. You can write on chat box, as well as you can unmute yourself and let us know. I will try to solve the problems. We did all these practical personally here in the lab and try to resolve the problem.
Madam, in this Blink app, there will be some tokens, and you can use the buttons only within the limit of the tokens. But is there any apps which will not cause this limitation? I mean, where we can use so many buttons freely. Is there any other app for IoT platform?
Right now, I'm aware of Blink only. There may be many.
but this is the most carry out is also there. That is for the applications. Altair is a application. Altair. We try to this also. Can is also
Madam,
there. Yeah.
you have used DHT and soil moisture sensor.
Yes.
I'm getting a difference, madam. Is there any other sensor like a pH sensor? Have you used a pH sensor in your project, madam?
Yes, we tried pH sensor as well, but we couldn't show it here because somehow it was not working, and we had only one because these sensors are a bit costly, so we couldn't buy it again. And these temperature sensors, soil sensors, they are within 100 rupees of that. pH sensor is costing around 1,000, 3,000. So somehow we couldn't show you.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, it's working well, but we tried.
Okay.
We did.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So apart from that, what we have observed in terms of agriculture, then using the drones, if we can take the picture of the land, I have given you the example of farm weeds yesterday. It takes the drone takes the pics around 4 kilometers of land within 30 minutes. The sensors are used on a sparse on various places. In say 4 kilometers, we can have around 20 to 30 sensors, and the data may be measured, and later for a full land, the data can be interpolated, as well as sometimes we need to extrapolate as well, and the things can be observed and things can be used. And because the purpose of drones is to collect the data, and that data is sent to some local server through the maybe on the cloud as well, and from there we use we apply machine learning techniques, and we can take some decision. So this is what being done in India as well as abroad, but there are some challenges in agriculture because of the Wi-Fi connectivity, because of the communication channels. For the limited bandwidth, we can use some protocols. Those are available like Bluetooth 15, and for the communication. And if Wi-Fi is not available, we can use white space TV channels that we demonstrated yesterday. That is being done in USA. Some part of the research was done in MIT with the Microsoft. So there are some challenges, but people are working on that. And this is our initial step. We are doing these kind of experiments in our labs. As I have
Madam,
yeah, please.
Madam, with respect to pH sensor, so you are observing the alkalinity of the water. So by observing the parameter, what is the action you are taking, madam? So can you able to?
Yeah, actually that depends on the farmers. We are not very sure because we haven't done means that research for the agriculture or the farmers. But definitely this is a question we can ask from the farmers, that if pH is not suitable for the land, how do they maintain it? The one thing that I have observed, that if a drone takes the picture that is of the say diseases there in the crop, then some disinfect can be spreaded through the drone itself. So yesterday I mentioned IIIT Allahabad has done one patent on this, that drone comes through the land and it takes the pictures of the crop, basically for detecting the diseases, and immediately it spreads the disinfect or whatever the requirement of the farmers. I'm not much into that. What is the criteria of pH and how much is the soil temperature, how much is the moisture? That is to be checked with the crop wise or the zone wise or the land wise. It depends. Because being a computer scientist, we are just getting the images and we are training them and applying the machine learning techniques. That's all.
and because they are the experts, so they provide the details. So any other question? So this is basically how we are making our farmers or getting the efficient results in terms of productivity, and in the less time or less water and less compatible atmosphere, how can we make the things optimized in terms of expenses are less and output is more than that. One question I have got in chat box. As Node MCU having a single analog input, so how can we use if you want to measure all inputs? Using the breadboard. हमने दिखाया था आपको, we have shown you when we have many inputs and many outputs, then we can use breadboard. I can show it again.
One clarification, madam. Hello.
Yeah. Yes.
Because analog input is only one. When we require more, we have to use an external ADC, or we have to connect another Arduino board to the Node MCU and talk to that using PX.
Yes. Yeah. This is the yes, you're right. This is the disadvantage of Arduino. At a time, we can take one output. That's why we have to go to the Raspberry Pi. It takes many programs at a time. So if we want to go to low cost devices, this is the way. So we can do it time to time. We can switch on and off the devices what we want. For example, if we are going to the pH value or temperature or soil moisture, we can set our things or our code such a way that it keeps on updating after some interval. That's possible. So that we have to write the code in the application itself. So next question is, how do you validate a data that comes from the physical environment using different sensors? So I'm not very sure what we mean by validation. Actually, it depends on, say you have the question that how much water is needed for a crop or how much water is needed for the soil. If this is the validation, then that we have to use the rule as we do in the machine learning. For example, if you need to detect a digit from 0 to 9, then we set some pixels are ones and some are 0. That is how we have to contact to the experts in the domain, and we can put a code. That range, suppose moisture need is something that it comes from 10 to 20 or 10 to 50, then we can write a code. Everything is possible writing the code. We have to do calibration. Yes, plus minus some percentage of accuracy is always there. So if this is the question, then so yes, you are right. Calibration is to be done. It depends. Actually, there's no fixed formula for that. How much accuracy is needed, means how much biasing is done, or how much false positives, false negatives, that we have to set it. Okay, so your question is, Sameer sir, आपका जो question है that whether data is correct or not. After having some experiments, we can always say that yes, the data is being measured correct or not. In the first instance, we cannot say is done. That's what showing you the practical. We have done lots of experiments today. So ultimately, we did it thrice and 4 times. Then we could reach to the conclusion that yes, it's doing well. Because whenever the hardware is used, there's always a possibility of having the having the threat like power failure So since morning, since this lecture, I'm facing some trouble. Either Wi-Fi is not connected to show you, and one camera is not working, audio is not. So lots of things we need to have in mind and checked. I hope I answered the question. If you have any other question, as Node MC, this we have done, this we have done. Yeah, someone has written that I'm not able to, you are not able to use Blink, right? I'm not able to connect Blink app to Node MCU. I'm not sure exactly, Monica ji, was the problem, but if you can write us in detail, definitely will help you. You can mail me at nmittal.csc@mnit.ac.in, because it happens many times that what we are doing, it seems as okay, but somewhere something is missing. So it happens. We keep on doing it. If you have questions, you are welcome. We can show you the experiment again. We have time. We have 20 minutes. So yeah, I'm reading the question. Even if the farmers adopt IoT technology, they won't be able to take benefit of this technology due to poor communication. Yes, you are right. Because farmers are located in remote access and far from access of internet. So that's what we have discussed yesterday. The MIT people are using Farm Beats project. That is, they are using the white space. So a TV channel has got some bandwidth on some hertz. So some of the channels are blank. They are not being used by the farmers, especially in the rural area. So from there, they are using the communication through Wi-Fi. So at home, a TV is there and farm is located far from the home. Then from home to farm, using the white space TV channel for the communication through Wi-Fi. I can share the slides with you. This is what. So researchers yesterday, listen of Dr. O.P. Yadav sir, he's also into it. He was very much, in fact, into it, and they are trying to solve such kind of problems with the communication. Because everywhere we want to use IoT and function or specific when we use AI, it can use. For that we need, and big data is collected through communication. So we need to get it live. Then only it's possible to have some decision using the machine learning techniques. So yeah, this is the biggest problem, that we don't have internet connectivity. Someone has Samiji had written, it's a nice project. We wanted to do this in a better way, but somehow we couldn't do it. Although I'm working from MNIT lab, it has a very good bandwidth. But today or yesterday it was not working for us that good we wanted to have. I am feeling sorry for that. It was interruption in the beginning, but hopefully we could make up. And if you have any question, we are ready to answer it through mail or through WhatsApp or through Pariksha sir. Anyway, we are always happy to help you. So next question, in case of
the next technical event was brain teaser. In this event, it was first an aptitude round. The first round was an aptitude based, and the second round was the group discussion round, and the third round was on the personal interview. Then we have a pie chart on the total number of participants in the technical round, and the highest participants were in 40 code. So amazing work, not 40 code people. Then the non-technical events. The non-technical events, the first event was
I request participants, please mute this.
It was a diagram of the second one was an experiment case. So in this, the total number of registrations were around 108. The second non-technical event was the survivor brain. In this you had to solve the rebus, which is very famous, and then we had a surprise round, and the third round was the crossword and task.
Sorry for inconvenience caused. Some participant, Pritish Saxena, was having some lecture at the same time. So the question was, the sensors are supposed to be sent in open field. So how to protect them from weather and stray animals? That's a good question. Generally, what we have observed during our research, that it should be covered such a way that it doesn't affect doesn't affect by the rain and stray animals and maybe sunlight. That's how we have to protect them. So generally, people keep in a covered area, maybe some sort of hut type of thing, or some there may be many things where we keep it. It's a precious thing. The sensors are precious things, so we have to make them in a good environment. So next question is, can we connect to you? Yeah, sure. Ma'am, Monica, ma'am, you are always welcome. We are here to help you. In case if you don't understand the thing, definitely we'll get it from somewhere. Because we have a good connection, we have good collaborators working with us, so definitely we'll get the answer. Sure, sir. Yes, 3:30 you have a quiz. Is there any alternative sensors expect you have shown here which is Arduino compatible? Alternative sensors in terms of soil sensors, if you are talking about? Yes, we have pH sensors, temperature sensor, moisture sensor, humidity sensor. Yes. I don't think so. See, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. there's a quiz. There is some misunderstanding, maybe. I'm not sure because I'm not aware of. Parikshit is the right person to answer it.
Namita ma'am, it's Krishna Samlani here. I wanted to ask you, ma'am, is there a proper source from where we can go ahead with learning about Arduino programming and so on? If as a student also,
Right
if
now,
students would like to, yeah.
I'm not sure. There are many. Yes, there are many. But
Okay.
what exactly you want, that's not. I'm not sure. You can mail me, and we'll definitely find the best one for you and
Okay.
get back to you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. My mail ID is nmittal.csc. Even it is there at the MNIT website.
Okay.
So what are the questions we can't answer right now because we are also not very expert. We are new. We have started 1 year ago only. So there are lots of questions coming to us as well, and we are getting it answered by experts in the domain.
Sure,
So
ma'am.
we have,
Thank you.
yeah, we have a collaboration with Kazri, Jodhpur, and JobNet Agriculture Universities and industry persons. Those are who are working. So we have a good communication with them. Please let us know the question. Definitely will do. Yeah, my email ID is nmittal, N stand for Namita, mittal.csc. CSE is Computer Science Engineering at mnit.ac.in.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
So all questions are welcome. Please don't feel hesitated. If you don't know the answer, we'll definitely come back to you with the mail. Yes, YouTube. YouTube channel is there. I'm not sure. I haven't seen, but there are lots of channels. Though even some MOOC programs are there on edX and SWAYAM and Coursera. But what is best for you? It depends. Everything is personalized. Someone likes this, some other one likes this. So it depends on the query or the need. We have to choose the best. So suggest any good book for IoT for research. Right now, I'm not able to answer it, but definitely we'll come back to you. We have Dr. Pili is taking classes of IoT. So yesterday he was telling some book. I'm not sure. I'm only doing the research. I'm not teaching the subject. So right now I'm not ready with us. Yeah, this is RoboShala, ROBOSHALA is a YouTube channel. This is being recommended. ROBOSHALA. This is being recommended by my students. Just go through it. If still you are not happy with the channel, we can search for you another one. So now we can conclude the session. That the thing is, how do we collect the data? Because data is big data, then again they have the issues. How do we solve the, accept the challenge of big data being a voluminous, being a speedy, being a variety? First we need to handle it, and then we need to store it in terms of, yes, you're right, RoboShala. Then we need to use that data. Data is not used if we don't apply the knowledge and wisdom. So using the data, we can train it and apply some techniques. There are lots of machine learning techniques, that is AI, and we can make proper use of the data. So people are using it, for example, if rain is not coming this area, drought is there, then what should be the next crop that survives with the less water or less pH, something like that, because there are lots of issues that in agriculture, but farmers have answers of all the questions. They can be asked, because every problem has a solution. So farmers can always tell us what is the right thing to be done, but how to do that we can interface, being the computer science, being the experts in the field, as a machine learning or IoT. So knowledge of farmers and knowledge of computer scientists can do miracles. So we should come forward for that and make our nation proud. Yes, how can we collect and process audio and video data with IoT? Because again, there's a research from audio to data or video to digits, like Siri and Alexa and Google Assistant, what they are doing. They are listening to us and they're answering it back. So somehow the data is being kept in terms of digits. So that's again a research. So we have some devices for doing this. Suppose the Google Assistant, I say Google, hey Google, or Google okay, and she or he listens and answer it back. So some process is there that is ready-made sometimes, and sometimes we have to make it personalized. That's a different issue. So we can take automatic system, those are readily available. We don't have to go into the detail. How do we convert our audio and video into data? Yes, but through microphones and speakers, we can always record our things. How can we use Alexa for any application? Alexa is the product of Amazon. They will not allow us to use it. How can we take up these lack of security challenge faced by farmers in adopting IoT for agriculture? We have to be specific what kind of security challenge we are talking about. For example, you are saying that data will be stolen. Then there are always security ideas. Security people are doing it. This will be same as other data is being kept secure. So it's nothing different. So it's nothing different in terms of farmers, but security people are doing amazing work. So the same algorithms can be applied here. About data, ma'am. Sorry, I didn't understand this question. Oh, farmers in adopting IoT for agriculture about data. This is the same question together. So I think the data is data in terms of agriculture or in terms of other things. The same algorithms we can apply, those are being applied for the cybersecurity, and depending on the domain, we have to tune it or adopt it according to the need. It's nothing different for the agriculture.
అయిపోయిందంతా ఇంకా వెళ్ళలేదు చెక్ చేస్తున్నారు బా ప్రోగ్రామ్ నవంబర్లోనే అయ్యా నవంబర్ 2 ఎప్పుడు So question is, Amit Kadam has asked, hello ma'am, can you suggest any research aspect for IoT based agriculture now? Yes, this is what we have discussed. No? The getting the temperature, humidity, pH, this is the main problem with the agricultures. Whatever they need is not available at that time. The second one may be the electricity. That electricity needed is not available at that time they need it. So that's what people are doing it using the demand supply, using smart grid. So the data or electricity can be conserved for a time, and it can be checked at what time and what season and which area it is used. That can be given to that person, that farmer. IoT architecture and protocols. Sorry, Monica ma'am, I'm not aware of it because I don't work much in IoT architecture. Whatever is available, we are using it. So thank you everyone. All the best for your research work. Thanks. Thanks for the appreciation.
लड़े का मुझे हमेशा ये हार्डवेयर